In today's video, I'm going to share with you a few projects that we did over the week, and I'm gonna share with you some homemaking tips. With kids, there are things that are always changing, and the one of the things that is changed is their room. So as they need is different now as they were little. Now I'm trying to make a new setup, so I want to create an area where my older one can put his things as he gets home, like he's going to be responsible for his permit and sunglasses and watches. That's something that he didn't need it before, but now he needs a space for that. So I just wanted to organize a little bit and go through on his clothes, what he has outgrown, and just making a list what we need to buy for him for the fall. We have unfinished wood furniture around in the house. I got a couple of bamboo one as well, and not just that I love the look of it, but I like that we can kind of just move it around as we need it. So originally I ordered this for our bedroom as a nightstand, but I realized we don't have that many things that we have to keep in there, so it's gonna be perfect in the kids' room because they each needed some extension for their clothing because they don't want to have a closet in their room. We left that space for them as an extra space so they can have a big desk where they can tinkering around with their projects. Okay. Oh.
Moira?
No. No. Oh. Do you want to put it there? Yeah. Yeah, let's do it. Emeld fel egy picit. Nézzem meg, hogy milyen. Picit, ne nagyot. Így jobb vagy úgy?
Nem tudom, nekem kártyát tetszik így.
Yeah. Okay, let's go with that.
Oh no, azon gondolkozom, hogy I can grab one of these board and just put it on top of it.
And then screw it in there.
Screws, yeah.
Yeah.
What's gonna be in this shelf?
Just soaps and just little bitty things.
Soap of the like decoration soap?
But eventually we're going to use it. Just put extra things in there just to store it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh no, we're not going to use it from there.
So what's gonna be here?
Well, it's already there.
That soap is gonna go up there?
No, I got some nice pretty ones with some. These ones. These are so pretty. So I can put it up there. It smells so good. Guys, you have to smell this. And this one too. It's so good. This is so yummy. This is a handmade soap. Not by me, not by my hands. I bought them off Amazon, but these are handmade. There's a lady who was looking for a hobby, and she started to make soaps, and she became obsessed with that, and she started to create some beautiful soaps. So that's just two of them. I got a set, but even the smell is so good. So I started to use one. This is good too. They kind of like, I don't know, strawberry, raspberry, some kind of fruity smell. So I was thinking to put these up. Or, you guys remember the picture that I told you about? This is from a magazine, so it's it's free. I mean, you have to buy the magazine, but if you read it already, then it becomes free after if you upcycle it. So I was thinking maybe I can put this one up there, or just any kind of seasonal decor like for Christmas and for fall. Okay, so I have some buckwheat that I soaked over the night. I'm just going to dehydrate because that has this function, dehydrate. But eventually down on the road it would be nice to have a real dehydrator, but you know, just to learn all those things with this, I think it's plenty. So I have the buckwheat that I'm going to dry out. So once you soak them and dry them, they become very fluffy and crunchy, and I'm going to use this in bars, kind of like a Laura bar, or I don't know what kind of bars out there. But I'm going to mix it with some other things and create a bar, an energy bar. So I have shared this several times, how to make this plant fertilizer, and basically you just soak the banana peels, you can put coffee ground in there, and I had some eggshells soaked in there, and I soak it for about 2 days. But what I find, I don't need that many right away, so I froze them. So I'm going to pop these out and put it into a bag, and I'm going to freeze the next load, and I can just use the ice cubes to put this on the plant itself. And I spoke with a friend who is really good with plants, and she said it's not going to shock the plants if you don't put straight on the roots, just on the dirt. So that's what I'm going to do with that, but that way I'm always going to have some fertilizer, and since banana peels were soaked in there, it's just better to store it that way. I'm going to share with you a few things that I like to do when I have a leftover. So one of them is that charred leaves. Sometimes I make rolls to roll up some hummus and other veggies in there, but this was sitting in the refrigerator for a while, so they don't look this fresh. So when I have a leaf like that, either can be a lettuce, or if I have some leaves from the broccoli plant from my garden. I just like to use them as a shell for meat, so I just wrap them in there when I steam them. And the reason for that, because it's easier to clean the steamer that way, and something holds the meatballs together, and also it just adds an extra flavor. Here comes my weekly fermented vegetable. So this week I opted with the cauliflower, and then I had an idea to use a green tomato, because in Hungary, where I grew up, it was a very traditional pickled thing, the green tomato, and I remember the flavor of it and I really like it. So I thought I'm going to toss in there a few. Back then, when I was thinking about to buy this bamboo steamer or not, it took a while for me to decide, and I'm so glad I did, because I love that I can cook in there in multiple layers. So once the meat is almost done, I can add the veggies, and I just steamed the broccoli just a little bit so it will be easier to fry them. And then after steaming them, I transferred them into a pan where I added some garlic, some dried garlic, some sesame seeds and coconut aminos, and basically it's just caramelize the outer layer on this broccoli, and it just tastes so yummy. Okay, so this is how it looks like. I mean, you can decorate it more if you want to. You can put some chives and flowers, or you name it, a bunch of things on it. So what I'm going to add to this is going to be a coconut aminos, just purely for the taste. It just tastes amazing. And this is it. It's such a simple meal, but these dumplings have protein, the turkey meat, and then has a bunch of vegetables in there, and again some vegetables, so it's gonna be really nice. Okay, so one of the things that I love to use, here's a tip how to use all those leftover vegetables from your, I almost said garden, from your refrigerator. So I got some carrots that are pieces like that. I have some pepper, I have a little bit of a celery from my garden, and just basically everything that is a leftover, and zucchinis. So I can go on and on, everything that is a leftover, but more specifically I love the ones with a tons of colors. So I'm going to put them into a food so I'm going to put these into a food processor, and I'm going to grind it, and I'm going to freeze them into little cubes. That's for the long term, but sometimes I just like to put that paste into my refrigerator. It's good up to a few days, 3-4 days, it depends. Sometimes it's up to a week, it depends how fresh the vegetables are, but more likely if it's a leftover, probably old, so let's just go with a couple of days. So I have this paste in my refrigerator in a jar, and I can use a scoop or two when I prepare meat. Now I'm going to put some zucchini in there, but also I'm going to add some of these vegetables, so that can increase the amount of the meat patties that I make, and also just add more vegetables, variety and vitamins to our food. Also, I can use this paste into my breakfast fritters, or I don't know how should I call them. Sometimes I just shred some zucchinis, or sometimes I use just some chickpeas and I grind them in the food processor with some eggs and a little bit of a gluten-free flour and this paste, so they can make an amazing vegetable fritters. So basically this paste can be put into anything, and that's why I love the ground meat, because I can hide a lot of vegetables in there additionally that we have as a side dish. So I made those dumplings. I rolled them up into a jar because they are very soft, but sometimes I just grab some leaves from the broccoli and old lettuce that you wouldn't eat because they are saggy or bitter. I like to use them just to wrap the meat in there and just put it into that steamer, because they keep it clean, so it's easier to clean and holds the dumpling together, plus an additional flavor in there, so it's all win-win. Okay, so I'm going to prepare that paste. I'm going to check on my fermented lemons, and I have to tell you, I tasted it, and I'm going to make a lot of these because this tastes amazing. So right now I'm just shaking it up and pushing it down afterwards, and I keep it in the refrigerator. I had these lemons with some sardines the other day, and it was so tasty and refreshing. Okay, I'm going to check on my buckwheat drying process, so I'm just like to move them around a little bit, and I'm going to put them back. It needs 30 more minutes to get it done. We have hot weather again, so I wanted to surprise George with some popsicles that are made from coffee. So I would normally make his coffee. I put some creamer in there and almond milk and all those yummy things, but I tried to make it a little bit sweeter and a little bit creamier, because as I freeze them, the water kind of just crystallizes, so it's better to have it creamy. So it's even creamier as he would normally drink it. So I just put them into the freezer, and it will be a wonderful snack when he gets home from after a hard work day. This has been on my list for a very long time, so finally we're getting around that. And I wanted to organize a little bit the Legos for my younger son. So this is what we're going to fix now, this problem in his room, because obviously he can't pick it up if he doesn't have any shelves in there. And the situation is the same as with my older one. He wanted to have this extra space for table, so we didn't put back the door on the closet. We expanded the room that way a little bit. And then, so we decided to go with a plywood just because of the prices recently just gone insane. So we counted, if we do the plywood, it will be way cheaper, and we're not going to put any heavy stuff on it. We just need lots of thin shelves, so we can just put into there some boxes and some things that we can organize his Legos. Max is gonna go through on his things and he's going to organize them, but I just wanted to share this with you because this is from IKEA. It was $7, so that's supposed to go into a closet, but we're going to use this as a drawer. So this space was a useless corner in this room, but now we were able to put that many shelves that all of the toys can fit in there. So I'm very pleased to see that, and hopefully it will help to keep this room tidier. Creating the spacing between the shelves, what we have boxes, it definitely makes it more efficient, easy to access, easy to see where are the things, and just a very simple system for organizing that will help to maintain. I'm very thankful that you watched until the end. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon in the next video. Bye!